Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today I want to talk a little bit about why I do the work I do around healing emotional wounds and really about how wholeness is our birthright. It is how we were all brought into this world, perfect for our purpose. And what happens when we get conditioned through our childhood experiences or from our societal standards is what happens is we start to create these coping mechanisms to deal with our surroundings and feel like we can survive. I'm going to explain that in this video. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, please click the little subscribe button and the bell so you get notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. I also just want to say if you're on a computer, you can see the little join button right there to become a YouTube member. Membership, which means you get your name mentioned and a whole bunch of other perks, so check that out if you're interested. Today I want to dive into the subject of wholeness and why I've dedicated my life to helping people heal emotional wounds. What we don't understand as a society yet, which boggles my mind, but that's okay. What we don't yet understand is that we develop coping mechanisms in the form of addiction, in the form of eating disorders, in the form of escapism, abandonment, rejection, self-sabotage, perfectionism, so many other things, to be able to deal with the fact that our environment is not what we need and our emotional needs are not being met. When you really peel back all of these behaviors or coping mechanisms, I like to say, you can start to see that these are symptoms of an underlying wound. And when sorry, my video keeps pausing. I don't know why that's been happening lately, so please stay with me. I hope it's not too annoying. But anyway, what I was saying is what we start to notice is underneath all of these symptoms, there is an underlying emotional wound. And, I just got off my not my emotional rehab call. I just got off my Truth Room Tribe call this morning, and we were talking about symptoms of behavior to deal with childhoods that weren't what we needed. And usually what that was there wasn't an emotional availability. There wasn't emotional mirroring. There wasn't emotional soothing. And so we never learn how to do these things for ourselves. And because we're afraid of parts of ourselves, or we think we're not worthy of this type of love or this type of attunement, we escape ourselves. We don't want to feel the pain of perhaps unworthiness or unwantedness or unlovability or there being a flaw about me and that's why I didn't get what I needed, right? All these things we tell ourselves to be able to deal with life as children because God forbid we think something's wrong with our parents. It must be us, or our teachers, it must be us, or our society, it must be us. So because of that self-diagnosis of self-blame, what we do is we self-sabotage, or what we try to do is deny these parts of ourselves or run from our negative emotion. And we do this with coping mechanisms. And what my work is about is coming back into the wholeness that you have always been by really looking at the reasons that we've run from ourselves. Look at the false beliefs or the misinterpretations we've bought into as our identity. Every single time you think something about yourself that is negative, there's something wrong with me, there's something flawed about me, there's something scary about me, there's something not enough about me. Every single time you have that experience, you can guarantee it's a misinterpretation of reality that you've bought into because of misbelief in childhood, because of a way you were treated, that you made it about yourself, or you bought into the belief that your parents were telling you you were the bad kid, or whatever that is, or you're unworthy. So it's really about looking into those deeper understandings, those deeper beliefs that we've attached to. And most often what we do wrongfully, right? But we've never been taught otherwise. We've never been taught emotional intelligence, so we don't know that what we feel isn't who we are. These negative emotions that we run from and we drink or we starve ourselves or whatever we do, these negative experiences are because of this belief that we've never looked into. And so we're afraid of our own feelings. We're afraid of the overwhelm of our feelings from years and years of not being able to get to a place of healing, not get to a place of resolve. And so we walk around with these unresolved emotional wounds that we constantly run from with these coping mechanisms until we get to the point where the coping mechanism now feels like prison. It's no longer allowing us to be who we are. I had another client this morning in my group tell me, you know what? For so many years to survive my mother, I had to dim my own light so that I didn't threaten her. I had to be less of who I truly am, and I am now feeling like I'm behind. And I said, behind what? And she said, I don't know, I just feel like I'm behind. And I said, you know what? When you make that decision to allow all of your gifts to come back in, they come back in completely. It's not like you've missed out. It's not like you've left any part of yourself behind. You've just left it stuck until you're ready to receive it. And so what I want to share with you is there is healing. And when we do start healing these emotional wounds by learning how to get real about how we feel so we can heal and lining up with our inner guidance system, I have this stuff all over my office. When we really learn how to do these things, we start to unravel the truth of who we are. We start to step into our higher self, into our light, into our purpose. We start to see that all of our pain was not in vain, but in fact, it did lead us further into who we truly are as an awakened being. And so I don't want you to be afraid of your healing. I want you to embrace the truth that I'm telling you, that you can heal from these emotional wounds. And when you do heal from them, your coping mechanisms will start to fall away. Another example we were talking about this morning is having that baby blanket. Some people are afraid to fully heal because they're afraid they won't be safe. They're afraid of letting go of the identity they've defined themselves as for so long. And so what I say is kind of like a little child. When you want to kind of wean them off the pacifier or the baby blanket, you say you can have it when you need it, but let's try to go through life without it. But it's still there if you need it. So you're not just taking your old ways away from yourself, but you're integrating new ways of self-soothing and self-loving and self-healing. If you're interested in diving into this with me, my emotional rehab has opened for enrollment for this summer session today. So you can click the link below. You can get my 20% off discount. If you sign up today, you can get a free session with me as well. So check that out. Let's heal together. Let's heal the inside so that our outside can reflect it. Our world is just a reflection of our inner experiences. So let's heal one soul at a time. Join me below, and I will see you soon.